What's going on, everybody? John Eric Poli here with my MMA News, and I know we're still in March, but a lot of fights coming up here in the month of April, and we're starting to book these interviews, previewing a lot of these fights. And the first fight card for the UFC in April will be on April 10th, and today I'm talking to someone that's going to be fighting on that April 10th card. I'm talking to Scott Holtzman. He takes on Mateusz Gamrot. He's of Poland. That's a very tough name, as you could see by hearing me trying to pronounce that there. So we're going to talk to Scott today a little bit about his opponent. I'm sure he's glad he's fighting him and not having to pronounce his name like I have to do here. So let's bring Scott in here. Scott's out in Phoenix, Arizona right now. Scott, how you doing, my man? Thanks for being here today.
Hey, I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. Yeah, I can't say his first name either, so the last name basis is good enough for me.
I think it's Mateusz, if I have it correct. I looked it up on pronouncednames.com. I hope that's correct, but sometimes that's even wrong. So that's the best we're gonna do here today, I think.
Yeah, all good, man. There's no names really in the octagon.
That's right, that's true. It's all about squaring off and getting the job done inside there. So, Scott, let's talk about this upcoming fight here. We'll start with your current training camp. You're out there in Phoenix, Arizona at the MMA Lab. Just how is camp going so far as we talk to you?
It's going good, man. I believe the lab's one of the best gyms in the world. So I was already kind of here training, trying to prep for a fight in April. So the fight came. It was good timing. I haven't been at it too long. I don't like to do training camps too long anymore. My body can't hold up, but I'm in good shape now, and we have a whole stable of Division I wrestlers and stuff here. So getting some good work.
Yeah, the MMA Lab is really starting to grow into really one of the best gyms in the whole entire world, really, for mixed martial arts. There are a lot of great fighters coming out of there. Just how long exactly have you been at the MMA Lab now? It's been a little while, right? Now you started your career off close by in Tennessee, there where you're originally from, but you've been at the MMA Lab for how long now?
I don't know. It's probably 6, 7 years at least, maybe a little longer. I was there a few fights before I got into the UFC. So I've been in the UFC now maybe 5, 6 years, maybe longer. So it's been a while, man. Time's going by fast. It seems like when you're training for these fights, the time flies by. So, I'm kind of an OG veteran now.
Yeah, you really have been. You have a lot of fights underneath your belt there. So it's going to be is this number 12 for your UFC career now? Yeah, so you're going through a lot there quickly. So, we'll talk a little bit more with the MMA Lab here too. Just how has the MMA Lab helped you personally improve and grow as a fighter?
Well, I think, you're surrounded by like-minded guys every day, guys that are, trying to live a dream or trying to achieve goals and dreams. So, you got guys come in at 8 a.m. They come in and all trying to accomplish the same thing every day. So it's nice to be surrounded by like-minded guys. And then when you get on the mat, everybody, there's some absolute killers. We got Division I wrestlers like crazy. We got, badass jiu-jitsu guys, good-ass strikers. So, whatever you need, you can get it here.
And Scott, I want to ask just one other thing before we start actually breaking down your upcoming fight here on April 10th. And I remember I was covering fights in Newark, New Jersey, and you fought that night. And this really, it stuck with me when you said this still to this day, that I wanted to ask you this now to tell everybody the story in case people aren't familiar with you or familiar with your background. You weren't somebody that grew up in a martial art. Like a lot of people grow up where they took a karate class or got into wrestling as a kid, jiu-jitsu. You were just an athlete hanging out in Tennessee. You had a day job. You were being an adult, and you kind of came into MMA a little bit later on than most guys would. So just explain your background, how you just got started in this whole entire game.
Yeah. Well, I played college baseball, a little bit of college hockey, a little bit of low-level pro hockey. And then when the competition days were over, I was working in a cubicle and talking on the phone and looking at a computer all day. So I was like, man, I can't do this. So I followed a guy to the gym, started training jiu-jitsu, and just kind of loved it and started competing Next thing I know, I'm up in the UFC with these guys who are world Division I wrestlers, world champion jiu-jitsu guys, kickboxers, and man, I'm just a traditional athlete, no combat sports experience, just from Tennessee. So, um, I think it's been kind of it's been a blessing and a curse. I mean, I've had to learn a lot of things from scratch, but also, my body still feels really well. I haven't been wrestling since I was 4 years old and beat myself up, or boxing and taking a lot of damage or anything like that. So, uh, I'm still rolling along at a high level. And, I think, sometimes my fighting speaks for itself.
It definitely does. You always go out there and you always you put on a show for the fans. So you really get after it whenever you go out there and you fight. And all the fans are going to be seeing that here in a couple weeks now. Here, like I said, April 10th, you fight Mateusz. So why don't you tell us a little bit about him and what you've seen so far as he is as an opponent as you've been preparing for this camp.
Yeah, he's just a Polish wrestling base, really good wrestler. Um, you know, awesome wrestling, good grappler, good jujitsu. Pretty good everywhere. So he's you know doesn't he likes to wrestle mostly. He'll kind of do just enough on the feet to try and get it to the ground. So I just have to be ready to with my wrestling defense for 15 minutes. I think it's kind of a pain in the ass, and the fans don't love it. But you come up against those guys once in a while. You got to be able to defend the wrestling and beat them, and get the fight where you have the advantage. So, it's unfortunate he only has one fight in the UFC. I think he's a really skilled guy. He's a top quality opponent, but nobody really knows him outside of Poland or the Europe scene. So, it's not the sexiest fight that I would have picked, but you're coming off a loss. You got to kind of take what you can get. So here we are.
Yeah, and I know you're saying that you're coming off of a loss. I was going to actually ask you a little bit about that fight with Beneil Dariush. Coming in that fight, you were on a roll. You were on a nice little win streak there. I believe you won 4 of your 5 fights. Now it's 4 of 6. You had coming off a big win over Jim Miller there. That was really a fight. You win that fight, you would have had a fresh number next to your name in the rankings. A lot going forward there. But Darnush is a tough night out for anybody. Do you think that, given what Beneil has done, given the fact that he's likely to get a top 5 opponent or close to it in his next fight, that's not that bad of a loss? Like, you get a win right here on April 10th. You're right in that mix of things now. You could be either getting a number next to your name or getting somebody that's right in the mix. Maybe you get the guy that's ranked number 15 or 14, something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'll be able to jump right back into the rankings like that. Lightweight's probably the hardest division in the entire world. So, Benil he's done some amazing things, and being in there with him, he did a great job. Um, you know, uh, so he's definitely on a tear. He's on a roll. He's a great fighter. I think, I'm going to try to work my way back up and just continue to fight. So, the best thing you can do is get back on the horse and ride, like we say in Tennessee. So that's what I'm doing.
So I know you said right there you want to get back on the horse and ride. Does that include, I guess, being extremely active then here in the new year here in 2021? Try to get a few fights in this year?
Um, I don't know. I don't want to sit on the sidelines. I still feel really good. Um, but time is works against everybody. So while I still feel good, I want to fight, man. I don't want to, I really don't want to fight without the crowd and stuff. I prefer the crowd. I think some people say they don't, but that's stupid. The most fun part about fighting is hearing the crowd roar and applause or whatever. So I thought about holding out till the crowds come, but that would leave me on the sidelines for a year, and I didn't want to do that. I got a family too, got to pay the bills. So here we are.
And I want to ask you too about your family that you just brought up right there. Your family's back in Tennessee. I know that you missed them as you're out there in in Phoenix, Arizona. Just how much are you inspired by your family? I know we've seen photos of your son in the octagon with you after victories and stuff like that. So just talk a little about your family and how they've helped you out through your journey here.
Yeah, I definitely inspired by the family. I think once I had my son, it was a newfound inspiration. And having him in the octagon is definitely one of my proudest moments. I think of my run so far. So, I used to kind of do it for myself. Like I'd make these trips to Arizona, or I would spend forever at the gym out here and be away, and it wouldn't really matter. But now, is really what I'm doing, what I'm building, and whatever kind of legacy I'm leaving here is for my son and my family. So it's definitely a newfound inspiration, and gives me some new focus.
I love hearing everybody, all the fighters talk about their families, and it's great that you have a nice tight knit family back there in Tennessee. And another thing you have that's nice is a nice nickname, Hot Sauce. I really enjoy it. I know the fans go crazy for it. So, being that that's your nickname, I have to ask a opponent or a fellow lightweight contender, Dustin Poirier. He just came out with his own line of hot sauce, Louisiana style hot sauce. Have you gotten to try it out? What do you think of it?
I hadn't had to try it yet, or I haven't gotten an opportunity to try it, but he did a good job with that, man. He jumped on that. He capitalized on an opportunity. His platform was a little bit different than mine, but, I definitely, had some plans, but I'd love to try his hot sauce. It looks good. I've heard it's good. I've had some friends try it, and I'm down to try any hot sauce.
Yeah, I would say I haven't actually gotten to try it myself, but I've heard plenty of good things about it. And did you ever get your own brand of hot sauce? I know you were working on some things there. Did it ever come to fruition?
Yeah, not yet. I probably will. We'll see. If not, I'll maybe open up my own restaurant or something like that. I'm a big hot chicken fan, so I think that goes right along with it too.
Okay, yeah, definitely goes along with it. And do you like barbecue then as well? That you're down south, are you a barbecue guy as well?
Oh yeah, big barbecue guy. I'm probably pound for pound the best barbecuer in the UFC. I don't want to be too bold, but I haven't seen many guys that can hang with me on my Traeger grill. I wear that thing out, man. I can't wait to get back to that.
All right, I like the sound. I really like barbecue as well. What do you mostly like? Do you like beef brisket, pulled pork, all of that? Do you have a specialty that you're real good at?
Yeah, all of the above, really. Brisket's tough. Still mastering that, but pulled pork's really easy. Always good. Always a big hit. Wings on the pellet grill are the best. I love hot wings. I'm a big fan of those. So, hot wings, pulled pork, brisket, always good.
And then, since you like hot sauce, are you a fan of like barbecue sauces that have more of a kick to it? Then, because a lot of places make them with more of a spice to it, you know.
I like a barbecue hot sauce mix. I'll kind of mix buffalo and barbecue together, so it's kind of like a sweet heat. That's probably my go-to wing sauce. Um, but I'm down with just buffalo too. I can do it all, man. Especially right now, I'm super hungry in training camp, losing weight. So all I do is look at food and how to cook and how to prep food. So you got me while I'm weak right now.
Yeah, I apologize. As we're having this conversation, I'm getting hungry myself here, but I could, if I wanted to go chow down on it, I could. I know you can't. I apologize for bringing all that up there. But Scott, this has been a lot of pleasure. Best of luck to you on April 10th. Before you roll out, though, social media management, sponsors, anything like that you want to plug that you didn't get to do, if you want to do that now, please, floor is yours.
Yeah, all good. Just Hot Sauce Holtzy on social media. Give me a follow there. I post some stuff about the family, fighting, all that. Fighting seems to get the most likes, so I do that a lot. But um, family is the most important. So I'm on there.
All right, guys, there you have it. Scott Holtzman, well known for liking hot sauce. Now we know that he also likes barbecue as well, saying that he's one of the best barbecuers in the whole entire sport, and I believe it because nothing like some southern barbecue there. So, Scott, thanks again for the time, man. We really appreciate it. Best of luck to you on April 10th. And just everybody that's out there watching this, I just want to remind all of you guys, subscribe to this YouTube channel. You get to see more great interviews like the one that you just watched. And make sure you're going to MyMMANews every single day of the week to see all of our great content that comes out there. And make sure you give us a like and a follow on our social media accounts as well. We'll see you later, everybody.